don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do, when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Brought to you by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet in Clover, South Carolina.
All day, Tom.
This one, I think this one's going to get ugly. I think Carolina
I'm just going to get
4
stomped into
touchdowns
the ground.
by 4 touchdowns.
What was the predictions on Michigan and Appalachian State, Tom?
Are you guys even?
What was the
Hunter's not even old enough to remember
John.
that game. You're still talking about the Michigan.
What
Hunter's
were the
not even old
predictions?
enough to remember
Was
that
that
game.
predicted to win that game?
I remember that game. I was on my way up the mountain to go camping, and we were listening to it on the radio.
He
And
was
it
still
posted at
riding
the
his
big
big
house.
wheel when that game
Yeah.
was around.
That's-
I mean, come on.
But I remember it.
Come on.
You can't forget it.
Did you take your big wheel up to the camping site? You still had it, didn't
Took
you?
my little four-wheeler.
Tom's just
And then
proud.
Appalachian decides we're going to go back and see them again, and look what
Now,
happened.
wait a
the
minute.
second
Where's
time.
this game being played? Chapel Hill?
Chapel
Yeah.
Hill.
Is Chapel Hill going to go to Boone
I
next year?
think they are.
So they're going to pull a Miami and go to Boone.
I want you to know this.
That will be a good.
Hey,
I think they would have.
You
a
know what they
chance
won't
up there.
do? They won't play us in February in Boone. Everybody's too scared to play us in February in Boone. Everybody wants to play us in October and.
Kind of hard to play
And-
in February.
That's all.
Oh,
play
is that the
February.
rules?
Is that what are they
Is that
supposed
the
to do?
rules?
Have a special game?
I
Have a
Now, wait a minute.
special
It's over in
addendum to
January.
the game.
Now, I do have a question, Tom, and
To the season.
since we do high school sports and stuff and here, if football is so important to the money, if football is so important to the schools in college and high school, now in baseball we have pitch counts. In football we don't have pitch counts. In football we let kids play JV and high school in the same week. Why do we not have just play? We only play 6 home games in the fall. Why don't we play spring football and just say, hey guys, we make so much money out. There's no reason not to play spring football.
I think more football so you get fine. I don't care.
In-
I don't care. That's why I'm looking
in
for the
high
XFL.
school, I still think you are trying to develop the young man.
I don't now here. I can
You got
agree with
2
you.
semesters
I
to
can
do
agree-
it, Tom.
I can agree
I
with
would,
you.
I would argue in college you're still trying
Well,
to develop the young man.
but
At a
two
lot of
semesters
colleges.
Here's the thing. I could agree
I don't
on the
think
high
a
school
young man
aspect.
would be able
Them
to take
not
that.
doing.
You know who
that.
you can
You're
play in
right.
the springtime?
What do you mean they can't take it? Because what about the people that play basketball and baseball too? 3 sports. or
That's
2
not
sports.
the same.
That's not. No, it's nowhere
not the
near the
same.
same.
Oh, but there's no rules. There's no safety rules in football. But baseball, we're worried about how many pitches he throws. Now, if we extrapolated, I did some math on it, Tom. A football weighs 3 times more than a baseball. So if a baseball pitcher, what's the pitching count on a baseball?
I want to say it's 115 in high school, isn't it, Terry?
I think so.
Let's say
115.
120 for easy math divided by 3 since it's 3 times. So that means a high school quarterback's pitch count just should be 40. 3 times. I want it right now if we're talking about safety and arms. Overhand, is that not the exact same thing? Tell me it's not.
Yeah.
Overhanded throw, a male athlete.
But with a
Football is 3 times heavier than a baseball, and pitchers aren't getting hit after they let go of the ball.
Yeah, but
so
like-
safety first, guys. I want 40 pitch counts on the
yeah,
quarterback.
but every other play, the pitcher's not handing the ball off to the first
That's-
baseman,
yeah.
to take a break. I mean, he's got to pitch. He's got to pitch. He's got to
but
pitch.
what does that got
he's
to
gotta
do with?
pitch.
No, I just did the math on the weight. It's the same weight.
Yeah, but it's not the pitching. It's more.
so you're saying
repetitious.
it's tough.
It's more
It's tougher for the
repetitious.
pitchers than the quarterbacks. Isn't it? Poor
I would
guys.
say
Those poor
it-
guys. They get hit hard out there on the mound, Tom.
But Kevin,
A kicker would say that, folks. A
we're
kicker would
talking
say
about
that.
the elbow. We're talking about the elbow. We're talking about the arm.
Well, you know what would happen then, Kevin?
What?
Is when that quarterback got ready to drop back, instead of he only had like 40 passes he could throw,
Right.
it'd be that underhand shuttle.
Yeah, they'd figure out
That's
something.
still
Something
forward. Still
different. That's
considered
a
a pass.
forward
That,
pass.
you know what that is,
Pass.
Tom? That's the same thing. I mean, Terry, that's the same thing as they throw to first base. So
Yeah.
we're all good.
Yeah.
I want the rules. So either get away with the baseball rules, or I want rules in football because we don't talk about the safety in football. We just don't. Did you see Calvin Johnson come out this
Look,
week?
did you see his hands?
I heard him. He had
Those are disgusting. That one finger is literally like that all the time.
I did.
I
Receivers
couldn't
hands
believe
are-
he's been
receivers-
out of the league 3 years
No.
already.
Yeah, receivers hands
I
are
can't,
busted.
and it's hard for me to think that he only played. Like when he
Actually thought it
said
was
that
longer.
he only played 9 years, I totally forgot That's still just a short lifespan for a football player.
What did
Only
Jim Brown
9
play
years.
9?
That's
Wasn't
the
exactly
only
9? Jim Brown
thing-
played 9.
If you're
So
going
eight,
to go
I think it was
play,
8.
And then Barry
Yeah.
played 9 or 10.
yeah, if you're going to go play in Detroit, you get out quick.
See, but that it does. But if you see the guys that didn't play as long, you take a guy like who's the running back for the Giants, Barber, didn't play. You know,
Oh,
why,
yeah, that other guy
why
would
you
be
quit?
pretty good today.
You know, those guys still have it.
I got a question.
They still have their mind. You know, they didn't take the beating.
I got a good question for Terry. If Appalachia wins today,
They're
does
not.
this even rank in the top 5 of wins in school history?
No.
Yes.
I don't
no.
think
Their
it
national
does.
championships are more important.
3 national championships. You beat Michigan. Didn't they upset someone else too?
No, they got
Those-
close 2 years ago with Penn State. They got close the year
Armani
before with
Armani got
Tennessee.
close to LSU one year.
See,
to the same
they've
year,
had
too.
a bunch of
But
close
I thought they
calls.
beat another couple
Well,
ones.
you
Then you got
never
bowl
put 'em
games.
in front
Then you
of
got
them 4.
Then you
There's
got bowl.
4.
Then you got bowl games.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
So are the bowl games bigger than
I
than
think
beating North
Beating
Carolina?
Carolina, it would be.
Think, okay.
No, and I think this game's going to be one of the bigger games for them because this is.
I was
big,
thinking
this
about
is,
that coming down.
This
Would
is
would this be a top 5
This
win
is
for Appalachia?
literally little brother, big brother. Mac Brown was an App State
Here-
coach.
Here you go. This is how this would be. This game would go in at number 6.
You would put it at 6, just outside.
The
of
reason
5.
being-
because this game to me is a lot bigger than your FCS
Your
championships.
3 championships would be 1, 2, and 3, and then you would go
I
the
went
win over
Terry.
Michigan.
Don't tell me a beat North Carolina's better than them national championship.
And then you'd have to put
It's
your
not.
first bowl game that you ever won.
I'm going to remind you, and I don't mean to do this. so
Hunter, there's
poo-poo
2
it.
jerseys behind me. No-
FCS
What is the,
championship,
what's
not
the
a
quarterback?
bowl
What's the-
series
what's App's quarterback's
championship.
name?
Do what?
What's App's quarterback's name?
I have
I just
no
lost
idea
my.
who
I
that
just
is.
lost
This
my
year?
mind.
Had no
Yes.
idea.
Yeah, I have
Taylor
no
White.
idea.
I guarantee, if they win today, there will not be a Taylor White jersey behind me next week. National championship, 2 national championships, signed by the GOAT.
FCS championship.
It's still important, Hunter.
Yeah.
it's still important.
I,
It's still
look,
a national
I
championship.
get it.
You know
but
the
the
how they won that
competition
championship?
level between
Oh, wait,
FCS
wait, wait.
teams
No,
and
whoa,
FBS
whoa, whoa,
teams
whoa,
can be a
whoa. Time
lot
out.
greater.
Time out. In the SEC, who's the best quarterback in the SEC?
Right now it's Tua.
Is anyone in the SEC better than Joe Flacco?
Probably Tua.
No. Super
Joe
Bowl winning
Flacco
quarterback.
is awful.
Wait a minute, 17
Now
and
look,
5 in the playoffs.
if you
Joe
want to
Flacco
talk
17 and 5
about,
in
if
the
you want to talk
playoffs.
about prime Flacco, then yes. Right now,
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you didn't
Flacco has a
specify it.
Super
You
Bowl
just said
championship.
you just said
Joe Flacco.
Flacco.
Well, Tua,
If you
everybody
ask
better
me
than Joe
today,
Flacco.
Who's better,
3
Tua
words.
or Joe Flacco?
Delaware
It's Tua.
blue hen.
Right,
baby.
that's my point. We talk about the competition. They beat Joe
Delaware,
Flacco in the national
Terry.
Yeah, and I
championship
get
game.
it. And I get it. Carson Wentz played at
Tony
North Dakota
Romo,
State. I
Carson
get it.
Wentz, T.O. played at UT Chattanooga where they won the national championships
Yeah.
at. So
Tom Brady's got 6 championships. He
most
played
good
at Michigan.
quarterbacks come out of the
He played at
1AA.
Michigan.
I think what he's trying to say is the talent discrepancy is not as great as you are claiming, Hunter. It's what he's saying.
It might not be, but even still, if you line Georgia Southern up
All right.
across from Michigan, who's going to win?
Let me ask
I
you-
want you.
Well,
You
that-
play
that's
that
not what I'm
game
asking. That's
10,
not what we're
not
arguing.
10 games. Georgia
That's
Southern
not
will
what
get
that's
one.
not what I'm arguing.
Who beat Tennessee a couple weeks ago? Georgia
It was Georgia Southern.
Institute
No, it was
of
Georgia
Technology
State.
or
Georgia
something.
State.
was
Not
Georgia
even
State.
still wasn't
It
even
was Georgia
Southern.
State. I'm gonna say because I want people to realize, and I say Georgia Southern because it was forever. App and Georgia Southern would headbutt each other because
Terry,
those were the 2
let's
top
say top.
FCS
They were.
teams.
I don't know.
Furman
I'm gonna
was
try
a
to put it
good
this way.
battle.
I'm gonna try to put it
Yes.
this way, Hunter.
Yes.
The Tar Heels' most prestigious, I guess, football win ever is a Peach Bowl. How many?
Who did they play in the Peach
How many
Bowl?
jerseys do you have that says Peach Bowl champions?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't own a single college jersey. I just don't.
I'm just saying, like,
because the players are
these
there
are
and gone
national-
in 4 years. I don't
national-
pay attention.
And you know how you win a national championship in the 1AA? You don't get voted into the game.
No, it's a playoff.
You have to win the games.
No, that's a
Guess what
playoff.
you also have to do? The teams, you have to come to Boone or Montana. They've had to go to Montana to win a game.
I mean, LR
I remember
was in a
Youngstown
championship
came
game
down to
years
play
ago.
Appalachian State and got
Yep.
it handed
Look,
to him.
they
I
was-
said,
hey,
that was
they
the
got-
coldest
Did you
game.
come to that
I was so cold at that game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what, do not go on the Appalachian State side wearing the other team's colors because Chris Cogdell made me sit on the Appalachian side, and not only was I freezing, but I was fearful of my
And I know,
life.
I get it.
the
I'm
whole
gonna make
time I
people
was
mad
there.
with that, but I'm gonna just tell you what.
That's
An
funny.
Alabama championship is a whole lot more to me than an Appalachian State national championship in the FCS. It's just,
Not the app, though.
well, I know not to.
That's different.
I did.
I'm talking
I
about
mean,
beating
for
North
App.
Carolina. No, we're not talking about winning a national championship.
You cannot
I'm talking
put a
about-
win over North Carolina in front of the three championships
Okay,
that
well
they
then
have.
fine, but I couldn't put it outside at 6 just because you got 2 bowl wins in the FBS.
The bowl wins, you could argue.
I was about to
You could
say,
argue
because
You'd
that.
not take the first one away.
Maybe not, because first
Was your
team
first
history.
one in?
Yeah, the first
okay.
one you was in, you
But
won.
they're not giving
The
away any
Michigan.
trophies
so
today
it'd
if
come
they
in
win.
No,
at
I was
number
about to say,
6.
I'm not saying you got to
In my
put this.
poll.
I'm not going to say you got to put this, but this is a top 5 game because, like I said, it's Mac Brown versus App. This is where you got
are
started.
playing a team of Carolina who is not consistent, has not won.
You're right. No, you're
I'm going to tell you
So
exactly
everybody
what's
in
gonna happen.
Boontown thinks it's just going to be handed to them. And I hate to
No,
tell
it's
you,
not
but
gonna be
North
handed to 'em.
Carolina
I
is a
think
6.5
Carolina's gonna
point
win.
favorite at home.
Is that it?
6.5.
Carolina's going to win.
Wait,
I
wait,
thought
gonna
y'all was
win.
going to give me 20 or something on
it's
that
only
spread.
a 6.5 point spread.
I'm feeling good about the
No,
ride.
I
to
take that
Chapel Hill.
back.
Take
It's
it.
2.5.
After
2.5.
It's been bet down to 2.5.
Wait, you telling me that Carolina is only a 2.5 point favorite at home over Appalachian?
That,
No,
to
Carolina is a
me,
touchdown.
Coach
at
Mac
least.
Brown needs
Oh,
to
okay.
quit today.
I got something for you. Ready?
Yeah,
You ready?
2.5
You ready for
point
that?
favorite.
Y'all ready for that?
That's it?
Gotcha.
That's
JP,
it.
turn it up. There I got it. 2.5 point favorite, boys. On the road. Woo! Always
I'm
winning.
not-
Always
No, wait,
winning.
no, hold on a second. I don't understand what just happened here. You're telling me Appalachian State is a 2.5
On the
point
road.
underdog or
Underdog.
Underdog.
2.5
2.5 points? That's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's the
Going-
craziest thing.
Yeah, I know.
That is crazy to
That's
me.
crazy.
If I'm a betting man,
That's crazy.
I'm taking Carolina. I'm taking Carolina to cover 2.5.
After
Are you kidding me?
Carolina's had big wins over South Carolina and
And
Miami,
Miami,
and
and
almost
almost
came
came
back
back.
against Wake Forest.
And Wake Forest, and those are good squads. Wake Forest is 3-0 right now. They're actually one of the ones that are not being talked about enough in the ACC.
See, but I said a few weeks ago, Carolina's got more talent than y'all give them credit for, and now they
I
have
had
whoa, whoa,
to
dude, let's
see.
back that up,
I
Tom.
had to see what.
How
Mac
much
Brown
talent do
did.
they have where they have no talent at linebacker that they put a quarterback at linebacker? No, I'm not saying the Chaz is bad. What I'm saying is the Tar Heel linebacker core is
And
obvious garbage if you can move the quarterback to his starting position.
Or maybe that just speaks to how
That's
good of
that's
an
how terrible
athlete.
Matt
Maybe
There
that
you
just
go.
speaks to how good of an athlete
There you
that
go.
Chaz is.
The
He played
linebacker
linebacker in the
core-
college.
the
on
linebacker-
the
And
high
now
school
that
field.
Carolina has a coach, you can't make him a
coach.
2.5 point favorite.
Are you
gotta
considering
make
a
them,
Look,
70?
hey,
I don't
Terry,
consider him
You've
Mac-
got to make them a
Mac
touchdown,
Brown or Larry
2 touchdown
Fedora. I'm
favorite
taking
at
Mac
least.
Brown. I'm
I
sorry.
would. There's no
today
doubt.
he's a coach. North Carolina only won 2 games last year. All they got to do is win today, and they've got more than that they had last year. So
Young
to him,
people-
that's a good year.
Young people need a coach they can believe in. They believe in the guy. Just
All I
tell
want
them.
to see
That-
is
that
Matt
makes a
coach
difference.
with the quarterback he played last year, and then we'll talk about how good he was.
Well, he
The
brought
guy
his
that
guy
came in,
in.
the guy that came in and was hot garbage.
He brought his guy in.
But that's what we
like
talk about. Like,
everywhere.
but we'll say Nick Saban's such a great coach, but he ain't doing it at Duke. He's not doing it at Southern Miss or Tennessee. He's doing it at the big name schools.
Well, to
He's
me,
not doing
Nick-
it.
to
If you're
me,
such a good coach, if you want to challenge,
this-
why doesn't he move over?
this is
over
gonna come
somewhere
I don't
across
think
as
it's got anything
crazy.
to do with that. I just think he's got great recruiters
else?
who
Matt?
go get the
Oh,
top.
Saban?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
no,
get the
you
great
know how many
people to
people
come to
I've
one
heard
place.
I've
So
heard
if-
big
so
air-
are you
They
telling me,
say-
Terry?
They say when Nick Saban comes to your house, you don't say no.
Are you saying if Nick Saban came to Appalachian State, we'd suddenly be one of the best teams in the country?
Yes.
I think he could change a lot of things.
And
No, that's
I
not
know-
what I
I
asked.
know-
I said if he came to Appalachian State, would he win national championships at Appalachian State?
I mean, he's
No.
got the
No
pipeline.
way.
If he comes from Alabama and goes to Appalachian State and he keeps his
Then
ties in
people
the
go there.
southeast and he brings his people to Appalachian,
what happens.
Absolutely.
Why don't he go to NC State, coach?
NC
Why don't
State
y'all throw in
must-
$20 million, Terry? If it's that, if it's an automatic win, if the only glory NC State could ever have or North Carolina could ever have, pay Nick Saban $25 million a year.
There's only one coach that I hold to
If
a
you- I don't
higher
think it'll
prestige.
ever
There's only one
he
coach I
couldn't do
hold
it.
to a higher prestige on the college level, who I personally think is a better coach than Nick Saban, and that's Urban Meyer. Because everywhere Urban Meyer has been, they've had a winning program. He was winning when he was with Utah. He
Right.
took that team. He was winning at Florida. He was winning at Ohio State. So
Right.
he has won everywhere he's gone. Now Nick Saban's won where he's been. He won at LSU. And he's won
All
at
right, Tom,
Alabama.
Appalachian State, North Carolina is the number 2 expensive ticket in the nation today.
Well, it's because all those Appalachian State people want to go over there and watch them beat. That's what they're expecting.
And
they're,
this is
they're all
their
they're all like
opportunity
you.
to make a
They think
profit.
they're
I
going
don't
to
mind
go
it.
in there
It
and
is
beat Carolina.
almost 3 times. I mean, 2.5-point spread, Tom. We got a close game here. It's almost 3.5 times more expensive to do that than watch Michigan and Wisconsin.
There's only a 2.5-point spread because a lot of people think it's going to be a
51.
Well, bettors have bet it down.
So,
They
so the
think-
app,
they
so are
think
y'all
App's
saying the
gonna
App
cover.
State game, North Carolina, is the only game on the schedule with the asterisk? Because y'all two are throwing all kind of asterisks at this 2.5 spread.
What do you mean asterisk?
this-
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
Y'all are like, because the fans bet it, or because the fans think.
What, the
How many
fact that
people
it's
can
a
fill up a
2.5?
state? Why aren't these other games more popular than
is
App?
that
and
what you
North
mean?
Carolina?
Carolina.
I just said it's 3 times more expensive.
But Kevin,
than North Carolina.
it's also
for it
a
to be a
rarity.
2.5
It's also
point.
a rarity. When's the last time they played, or have they ever played?
They haven't played.
See, that's what I'm
Wisconsin,
saying. It's
Michigan is $50.
Yeah.
I can go to App State and North Carolina for $130.
Yeah.
Is
But
it
you
really
see,
only
but you
50
see,
bucks
Wis-
for it?
Yes,
that's the thing,
11
though.
versus 13.
It's the thing, though.
The
You
only
see Wis-
ranked game in the well, there's two.
No,
There's
there's
two.
two. Don't poo-poo who plays.
I know,
nine.
that's the most
Let's
expensive
not.
one.
Yeah,
That's the most
and there's
expensive
a
one.
reason why.
We'll
But-
talk about. We're gonna
but
pick the games now.
Michigan and Wisconsin, they play every year. They're in the same division, so
No,
you're going to
no,
see that every
no,
year.
they don't.
They
They don't
don't.
play.
They
They
don't
don't.
play every
Ha.
year.
Because they're in different parts of the Big Ten.
Oh.
They play. They'll go on a cycle where we'll play each other for a couple of years, and
Well,
we won't play each other for a couple of years.
Never mind. I just know they're both Big Ten. It's a Big Ten that we're
They
action.
play
So
often. They play often, but
Okay.
not every
Get
year.
yourself together. It's Appalachian State
Okay,
Saturday.
Mr. Big Ten. You know. By 10. And
that's what I'm
especially
thinking.
because it's at home.
I think it'll be close for much of the game, but I don't think Notre Dame go down. And I can't believe, Terry, you're taking a team north of the Mason-Dixon line.
I am taking Notre Dame. They're
That's
going to go
surprising.
down there and they're going to show them that
And
we
that's
are
fine.
top.
No.
You know.
No. There's no
If
independent
you are
team
betting
that's
on
going to
Georgia's running game to whitewash
Yes.
the Fighting Irish defense, that's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, that's only. I'm not going to act like Jake Fromm can't throw the ball either. I'm just not going to sit here and say our strength is the passing game because I know what it is. It's our running game. That's
About
what we
30
are.
31,
We're smash mouth
21 is what I
football.
got. I got a
That's what I
31,
got.
21 game.
31-21.
The other way around.
The Irish.
So,
got it the other way
as I
around.
said, it would be like a 10-point game. That's what you said,
Yeah.
but I have Georgia. I do not see an independent school coming in to play the second best team in the SEC and beat them.
Is that a night game? They playing
Yes,
that one
it's
at
8 at
night?
night.
8 at night.
8 p.m.
Mm.
Yes, they are.
That means we'll all be lit up tonight.
Is that the nation's premier game that they put on? Is that the Herb Street
yeah,
Fowler
yeah,
game?
I
no,
don't
it's the
know.
one in Chapel Hill.
Okay. Oh my gosh! Why just-
I
Oh.
get Tom. Y'all get 15 Saturdays a year. I get one here, and they're playing North Carolina, so I'm having a little fun with it today.
You are having fun with it.
having
today.
fun with it
You
today
are.
because you know what?
Don't do it again.
We're gonna bring back the goalpost coming up the mountain. I don't know if it's coming. They maybe come back in some U-Hauls. Maybe
Okay,
coming back in
42
big dump
yards.
trucks. Or maybe just tuck it up under the bus.
JP, isn't it time for commercial?
Yeah.
I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna tie it to the front of the buses like they used to do the Longhorns, like Boss Hog, and we're gonna ride up the mountain with the field goals on the bus like Boss Hog.
Gave up 42 to Charlotte again.
Terry,
Listen,
what's your score in that game?
This game here, I'm almost like, Tom, this is going to get out of hand. Carolina wins easily running away.
I think
Two
it's
and a
going
half
to be.
point
I think it's going to be
spread,
35 to at least 14.
2.5
35-14.
spread.
I guarantee that thing is lighting up right now. Carolina.
What time do they play? That's 3:30 game.
Yeah, I will be there.
You'll be there. You're
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
I'm going to look for you.
Yeah.
Are you
Wait,
really going?
actually, hold
Are you
on.
going?
All right, here's a real question.
I
is
just
it
told
on,
you I'm
is it
driving.
on local
I'm
channels?
Tom. I'll be the one driving the
This is-
I
I
thought
goalpost.
you were kidding. I
No,
thought-
I'll be
I thought
driving
you
the
were kidding.
goalpost.
Here's the thing. Is it on local channels? Because I ain't paying for ACC Network
I
to
don't
watch
know,
this game.
but you got to pay $130 to watch it where I'm going. So, well, I didn't have to, but
Let me see. I'll check on the break because like
You
I
don't
said,
have
all right,
ACC
JP, you ready?
Network?
no.
You ready?
And I
For
refuse.
break? All right, one more time. We'll be back in a minute on KTC Broadcasting.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherville Gastonia.